Thinking about moving to Erie, Colorado? Well, this video is for you. Today I'm going to take you on an entire tour of what to expect when moving to Erie, Colorado. Let's get started. Hi there, Christy Lee here, and I am a local real estate agent in the state of Colorado, but more importantly, I am a native of Colorado. I actually do live right here in Erie, and I have lived all up and down the I-25 corridor, and to be perfectly honest, Erie is my absolute favorite. If that's something that interests you, please click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video, and more importantly, as much as I like making these videos, I love helping you more. So please reach out to me anytime if you have any questions regarding Erie or anything else or any other place up and down I-25 corridor. All right, so today I'm in Erie. This is where I live. This is my home. I've been here for the last 7 years. And there's so many reasons why I love Erie, and I definitely want to talk about my most favorite reasons on why I live here, but also, what to expect when you live here. So I'm going to take you on a full tour. Right now, I'm sitting here in Erie Rec Center area. There's a whole Erie park right here, and they actually just built like a skating park, a skate park and a bike park for your kiddos to go up and down ramps and hills. There's a bunch of playgrounds right behind me. You have the baseball fields right here, the soccer fields, you have the rec center, the library. There's so much stuff right here in the heart of Erie that you really don't have to go very far at all in general to access all of these activities. Now, Erie as a whole is only actually about 17 square miles, so it is very small, and I think that's what's very intriguing for a lot of people who live here because it is small. We are growing. Actually, I'm sitting right in front of a new gas station that they're putting up. They're also putting in a Starbucks and things like that, but for the most part we are very small. We do take pride in being part of the community and supporting our local businesses. There's a lot of local coffee shops and local liquor stores, things like that we do take part of because we want to make sure we're supporting our own. But we are growing. Now, if you do live here, you're going to notice that it is that small town feel. People do really come together out here, and we love being around each other. We love the festivals and the events and all the activities that take place literally year round. There's so many communities and neighborhoods throughout Erie, and it's just continuing to get bigger and bigger, to be perfectly honest. They're building like crazy out here. I believe, if I could just think of offhand, I think there's actually 5 new communities that are already in the process of being built, like new builds. So if a new build construction home is something that interests you, Erie is a great place to go, but we also do have established homes that have been here for about 25, 30 plus years. There are also options as well. Now, when you live here, you're probably going to notice that there's not like a whole lot of maybe necessarily conveniences, if you want to call them that. Here just yet, we do have a local Walgreens that we all frequent pretty much. It's right here in the center of town. We do have one King Soopers, and it's a really large King Soopers. In fact, it's one that sells like, clothing, and it's one of those super King Soopers that's huge. But we don't have like the Walmart. The Walmart is going to be in Lafayette, so that's going to be a little bit farther, and Super Target is going to be in Broomfield, which is just down the street from us. So it's not super far. I wouldn't say you have to drive very far. I think we all pretty much get used to it. 10-15 minute commute to get to any of those larger stores is what you're looking at. But for the main conveniences here, you're gonna have Walgreens. And then you're also gonna have, mainly you're gonna be dealing with we only have really like Burger King. I think that's actually all fast food we actually have in here now that I think about it. Near King Soopers, we're gonna have more. There's McDonald's is going to be up there, Popeyes, Sonic are going to be all up at I-25. But for the most part, in the heart of Erie, like where I'm standing right now, all the food is going to be offered, as far as fast food is going to be concerned, is going to be Burger King. We do have quite a few pizza places here, but for the most part, all of us locals here do, again, take care of our local businesses. So the restaurants you're going to be looking at are going to be local, and they're amazing. Echo, Old Mine, Preepy, 24 Carat, just to name a few. These are all amazing places that we all love and we frequent all the time. Now, another cool thing about living in this area is, like I said, the events and the activities and the festivals that take place literally year round. Now, what I love so much is that during the summer, all summer long, for I believe 4 months or so, you're going to have the farmers market that takes place on Briggs. Actually, all of our activities do take place downtown Erie, which is essentially Briggs Street. You're going to have the farmers market take place every Thursday, pending rain. But it's so fun. You're going to have music. You have a bunch of vendors out there. They close down the street. You just get out there, and most of the time you're probably going to run into some neighbors that you know, and it's just a great time. They also have concerts in the park. So every Saturday, they actually bring in concerts of the 80s band, the 90s band. There's so many different people who come out here, and you could go and, listen to some live music. They have food trucks and beer gardens. It's a lot of fun. And then they also have movies in the park too, that you can take your family and friends and kids or whatever. Now, to kind of piggyback on that with the festivals is that once we start getting into this fall and the winter time, in October, so Halloween, we have Boo on Briggs. So they shut down Briggs again. And that's when all of the, community comes together, all of the restaurants, all the businesses, and they all go out, and all the kiddos get dressed up and they go trick-or-treating, along Briggs Street. Now, Briggs Street is pretty small, but this community or this activity closes it down 100% to the point where it's like shoulder to shoulder. Everybody's having a great time. It's so much fun, and seeing all these kids dressed up and everybody involved is amazing. And then in Christmas time, they have the holiday parade. And that is so fun because you have all these old cars that participate, and they go up and down the street. Local businesses decorate their trucks and their vans. You have the local high school do the, the marching band up and down the street, the cheerleaders. It's just like that really small town feel. And at the very end, of course, you have Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus at the very end, and everybody's throwing out candy and having hot chocolate. And it's just so much fun. Now, if you're somebody who loves to be part of like maybe sports or being, around a bunch of sporting events, Erie is going to be a great town for you to live in as well, because we really get involved in Erie High School. So especially football. So football time, pretty much the entire town goes, and we all go and watch and support our team there at Erie. In fact, there's a lot of times where, you can't even get tickets to walk in because it's so busy that you'll actually have cars parked along the street of Erie Parkway and looking in and watching in, because that's how popular it is. A couple times we've gone to state, or at least been in the championships to go into state, and we all park along the street and root our team on. It's just one of those things that I feel like you kind of only see in the movies, but it actually does take place right here in Erie, Colorado, and it's so amazing. Now, obviously, everything about amazing can't be great. There's plenty of things about Erie that a lot of people don't like the fact that we don't have a lot I guess, of amenities. I mean, we have a lot of things to do. We have a lot of community. We have a lot of that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, you know, necessity kind of items, we don't have that stuff that maybe a big city has. I mean, it's a little bit harder to get Uber Eats here or DoorDash. I mean, we do get them out here for sure, but it's taken some time to get it out here. Even Domino's, actually, they get it out here, but they always get lost for whatever reason. I don't know. So, I mean, there is some downfalls. We do have the landfill, which is up this street too. I wonder if you could actually see it. It's right behind me, actually. They do keep it very, very clean. You can't smell it. You don't see trash flying everywhere, but it is right here in the middle of Erie. Another thing I will say, especially if you're buying a house out here, if you're living out here, there are parts of Erie, well, Colorado in general, we have really crappy soil. I will say that for the most part, it is really crappy soil. But Erie alone does tend to have some foundational issues, especially when it comes in the basements. You'll see when you're walking houses, or maybe you're wanting to redo your basement or whatever, you will see cracking most likely in your basement, and you'll definitely always see it usually over time on your driveways. And that's just pretty much how, well, Colorado as a whole, but it's definitely worse in Erie and different parts of Erie. So do take note of that if you're planning on living here or purchasing here. The average price point in Erie right now in what are we in now? September 2022. It's going to be right around $700,000. Now you can get townhomes and condos in here. Blue Sky is amazing condominium out here. Those ones are going to hover right high 300s, low 400s. You could get some townhomes right around that same price point too. But if you're looking for detached homes, you're definitely going to be looking mid to high 600s and then definitely low 700s. Now, like I mentioned before, they're going to be building crazy out here, like super, super crazy. You could get new builds all day long out here, but just keep in mind that a lot of them are taking a little bit longer to build, just because of obviously shortage in labor and materials and this and that. But you absolutely could get that. And what's cool about those particular communities is that you get to create it your own. Like I moved into my community. It is a brand new community, well, 3 years ago, but all of our neighbors, we're all going through all the pain and the hardship or whatever it might be together. And we've just created this community where we have so much fun. Our kids all hang out together. We all know each other. We all go to all these festivals together. It's just so much fun, and it's such a great, great place to live and raise a family. Now, obviously, I know that Erie is not going to be for everyone. In fact, it wasn't even for me when I first moved here. It actually took a lot of persuading from my husband to get me to move out here. I'm not going to lie. There was nothing around it. I honestly had never even really heard of it. It was just kind of like a podunk farm town. But now it's growing, like I said. But I think the biggest takeaway that I think you should know is that if you're the type of person who wants to move to a place that has a small town feel, you want to be a part of your community, you want to get to know your neighbors, you don't want a huge hustle and bustle, you want to be able to, have your kids play outside and go to festivals and walk down and feel like you're just part of something that's, I don't know, like kind of like just a little hometown movie like place, Erie is definitely going to be for you. We are, have a great time out here. The views out here are incredible. The houses out here, I mean, they're pretty decent. You could get some great houses. You could get some really shitty houses. I mean, I'm not going to lie about that. You're going to get all of the above, but what you will get in general in Erie is just the small town feel, the community, the festivals, just everything about Erie just makes me feel good to live here, and that's why I highly promote it to anybody. So please reach out to me anytime if you have questions about this area or even the surrounding areas. The surrounding areas of Erie are amazing too. I'd love to talk to you about those, and I have plenty of videos on those too. Please remember to click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video, and then reach out to me anytime. I would love to hear from you. To the next video, take care.